What if I told you the war you're fighting every day, the stress, the fear, the overthinking, isn't out there? It's in your own mind. And what if a 2,000-year-old philosopher had the blueprint to win that war and unlock a life you didn't even know you were capable of living? Today, I'm putting Seneca's ancient wisdom to the test to see if mastering the mind can truly set us free. Stay with me, because this might just change the way you see everything. Lucius Aeneas Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, once said, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." He believed that the battle for a good life isn't fought in the outside world. It's fought in our own minds. And unless we win that battle, we haven't truly lived. Let's face it, our minds can be both our greatest allies and our worst enemies. Think about how often your day gets hijacked by stress, worry, anger, or self-doubt. You lie awake at night replaying a mistake. You lash out in a moment of frustration and regret it hours later. Or maybe you hesitate to take a chance because fear whispers that you're not good enough. We all struggle with our inner dialogue. Seneca observed that much of our suffering doesn't come from external events. It comes from how we interpret them. It's not being insulted that hurts us. It's choosing to feel insulted. It's not uncertainty that paralyzes us. It's our fear of the unknown. This is where most people get stuck. They live as slaves to their emotions, to past regrets, to future anxieties. So the question is, can we break free? Can we rewire our thinking in a way that frees us from this mental prison? Seneca didn't just ask these questions, he answered them with action. Here's what I've learned from him on this journey. Seneca taught that awareness is the first step to mastery. Before reacting, observe your thoughts. Watch them like clouds passing in the sky. Don't cling to them, just notice. This simple shift, pausing before reacting, gives you back control. I tried this myself. Whenever irritation or anxiety rose, I'd say, "This is a thought. It is not me." At first, it felt unnatural, but with time, it became a tool, an anchor in stormy moments. Seneca advised practicing discomfort on purpose, sleeping on the floor, eating plain food, or denying luxury. Why? To prove to yourself that you can endure hardship, that your happiness isn't fragile. So I fasted for 24 hours. I turned off my phone. I walked in silence. It was hard, but oddly freeing. I realized I didn't need as much as I thought. The mind becomes sharper when it isn't constantly entertained. Most of what we worry about is outside our control, other people's opinions, the past, the economy, the future. Seneca reminds us, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Instead of obsessing over outcomes, focus on effort. Instead of fearing rejection, speak your truth. Instead of fearing failure, value the lesson it brings. Your peace begins where your control ends. Seneca wrote constantly about death not to be morbid, but to wake us up. When we remember that life is short, we start living with urgency and meaning. I began asking myself, if this were my last day, would I be proud of how I handled my thoughts? That one question changed how I spoke to others, how I spent my time, and how I treated myself. And then it hit me. The most powerful realization from Seneca wasn't about discipline or stoicism. It was this: you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Once you see this clearly, you no longer live on autopilot. You choose how to think, feel, and act. And that, according to Seneca, is what it means to truly live. Before we part ways, here's something to remember. Mastering your mind isn't a one-time breakthrough. It's a lifelong practice. Every moment of awareness is a step toward freedom. And if you're here, if you're listening, you've already taken that first step. So thank you for showing up. Not just to this video, but for yourself. You're not just consuming content, you're answering a deeper call. a call to awaken, to grow, to become who you truly are. And let this sink in. You are not alone. In a world desperate for truth, your courage to be authentic matters more than ever. The journey begins with you. Now ask yourself, what's one thought you're ready to let go of today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you're craving more Stoic wisdom, don't miss the next video. I'll see you there. Until then, remember this. Your life doesn't begin when others choose you. It begins the moment you choose yourself.